Hello, good evening, good evening. How's everyone doing? Welcome to Sunday night chat. So, how's everyone been going? How's everyone been doing, I should say, and everything else? It's a very wet end to July. Where is the summer gone? We had really nice weather, and then July hit, and it's done nothing but rain. I don't know what's happened. You got the rest of Central Europe and America sort of boiling, and where it's typical English weather, it's absolutely chucking it down. Hi Mark, how's it going? How's everything? Yeah, my transformer issues aren't here yet. I'm hoping they arrive this week, so I can get those videos out. But yes, they just haven't arrived. So I'm not too worried at the moment. I've got a load of videos I've got to put out, so I'm not too worried at the minute. But as soon as I get the issues, I'll obviously build it and post it straight up. Hi D, how's it going? And Mark's mods. I've been busy. Yeah, not summer until August. Well, that's what I keep telling myself. Yeah, well, just looked at the weather, and all this week it's going to be raining. So I don't really know what has happened to this weather. Where the summer's gone, we'll probably get it in October. I mean, you know, nothing surprises me anymore. So we'll probably end up getting it in October. We'll probably end up baking in October, knowing our luck. Mine turned up Friday. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I had obviously I had me Knight Rider turn up. That turned up fine. So I'm hoping it turns up this week. But like I said, I've got loads of videos to come up on the channel, so not too fast. And it's probably going to be I reckon another 6 weeks before we get another payment taken. I know we're getting 5 or 6 issues now, but this lot was delayed before, so I've got a funny feeling it's going to be delayed again. And yeah, like you said, no free gifts. Yeah, the prints, I believe that they're going to be later on now. I don't think they got them from the printers soon enough. There was unprecedented demand, is what they put on the portal. But yeah, you know what it's like sometimes. They start these new builds and then it takes it a while to sort of settle down. So I'm expecting it to settle probably from pack 4 onwards. But until then, I think they're still. You've got to think that they've got. They've had a load of collections just start as well. Obviously, the Eaglemoss ones has probably jammed the system up a little bit. So, and obviously, they've just re-released the Millennium Falcon as well. So, the prints were missing from pack 3 of the Gauntlet as well. Yeah, I don't know. You would have thought like the printing of stuff would be like pretty easy to do, but I would imagine they've got it on some sort of industrial scale, and there's probably only a few companies that could probably do that on a big scale, and then they've got to post it out and everything else. And with everything else that's going on, maybe maybe it's just a bit of a they've just been overwhelmed. But like I said, I'm expecting we normally get these teething issues. They did with the Knight Rider as well. And with the Dodge Charger as well, there was a bit of a wobble for the first four packs. So I would imagine after pack 4, it should be regular because it's in the system then, and people have gotten used to picking and packing it and the warehouse and everything like that, because they have to get used to how it's boxed and packed and sent and everything else. Normally, that's the case. When it comes to free gifts, I've got a funny thing. It's got to be something because if you've not received the prints in pack 3 and we've not received the prints in pack 2, I would say that there's a delay in the printing, or they haven't reached the warehouse yet. But instead of us waiting, they've sent it out, and we'll just get it at a later stage. They say that on every build, I have started with D'Agostini and Fernholm. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I think there's just a bit of there's normally a bit of a teething issue with the first couple of issues. Same happens with D'Agostini as well. I know with the Moomin House, I think they had like pack 1, which was issues 1 and 2, and then there was a massive delay for the second pack. I just think that it takes a while for it to bed in. So there's that. So yeah, but like I said, I've got a lot on now. So we've got that. We've got the Optimus Prime and the Enterprise build. I'm one of the unlucky ones. So I was the one that was sent the email that said that it my issues wouldn't be in stock until I think it was like the 7th of August. So that's all right. Look, you know, I know what it is. It's not a race. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon. So I'm not too. But when they turn up, they turn up. That's my motto. And when they're here, I will do them. So I'm not going to rush into it. I'm not worried too much. I've got my Dollhouse, my Knight Rider, my Dodge Charger, my Tumbler. So I'm all set really. And then obviously the other ones, the Enterprise and Optimus Prime, they're the bonusy ones. So when they turn up, I will just do them as soon as they turn up. So yeah, I think it's due to people cancelling after a few months and getting the free gifts for cheap, so they can hold off until they know the Die Hard subscriptions again. Yeah, that's a point as well. I never really thought about that actually. That's quite a good. That could be why they do that. Maybe I always thought that they should. I mean, years ago, I think what happened was when you first signed up, you used to get a free gift with like the first like 1 or 2 packs, and it used to be like a print or something like that. Like we've just waited, and then it used to be quite a way away, probably like pack 7 before you picked up anything else. So maybe that's why. But you might be right, Mark. Maybe that's why they've sort of recouped it. I don't know. Maybe they've sort of decided. I've never really bothered with the free gifts. They're normally throwaway ones. You know, I remember my daughter wears the R2-D2 T-shirt that we got when I first done that through D'Agostini, and the Millennium Falcon build when we got the T-shirts, because they only ever sent them out in large. Yet they fit my 12-year-old daughter pretty well. So they probably just fit my arm, but that's about it. But they were horribly, and I've done it with a few other builds as well. They do, you know, it's a standard thing, isn't it? It's normally the cheap stuff. So it's normally like a mug, a baseball cap, and a T-shirt. And normally now they throw in these prints, don't they? So they're a nice sort of thank you, but you know, if I don't get them, I'm not too bothered really. The prints are nice, but what I found is that it's difficult to get frames for them because they're a weird size, and you have to get custom frames for them, which I've been trying to look at. And frames are expensive, but yeah. Just rambling on here. Hi D. I would guess every company have a few teething problems at the start of the build. Yes. With every, I would say with every part work, but actually Hachette, they're normally spot on. I've never really heard any problems from them at the start. They've you know, they're the company leaders in part works. They've been doing it long enough, and I think they've just got it down to a bit of a T. The problem with Fernholm, I think what's happened is they've had a lot come out in a short space of time, and one of the things was when the Enterprise was released and things like that, they said that it will take a while because their warehouse staff have to get used to it and stuff like that. So maybe their system is a little bit different set up than everywhere else. I know Agora also have teething problems. So maybe when a new collection starts, maybe there are just a few teething problems. Like I said, it normally, after like pack 4 or from pack 4, it normally sort of everything sorts itself out. But yeah, I agree with that, D. If Eaglemoss staff now working for Fanhome they are going to make the same mistake twice. They're not in the same. They're not in the same positions as they were at Eaglemoss. I doubt it. I think Fanhome are in much more financial stabling is the word I would use. Because it's not Fanhome, you've got to think it's DeAgostini. It's a huge company. So I no. I'll just say no to that. I hope not, but no. I like the Bluetooth speaker with the Iron. I quite like a tin poster, but anything else is always a buy. Yeah. I remember I got the they did do for the Millennium Falcon when it was originally released, and I was collecting it through subscription. That was my very first subscription, by the way, that I did. Normally, when I done part works, I collected them from the newsagents, but with the Millennium Falcon, I actually subscribed to it. And yeah, I did get the tin poster that it came with, and the T-shirt, obviously, and I think it came with a cap. I'm not entirely sure now. I don't even know if I even have that anymore. There was a load of free gifts that I remember getting for these builds, and I don't think I've got them anymore, whether they've just been chucked away or packaged somewhere. Yeah, but but you're right. There are some really good ones. I'm looking forward to the backpack. Is it the backpack I think we get with the Optimus Prime build? That looks really good, and I use backpacks, so that was definitely a free gift I would use. But there was one, I think it's with the Knight Rider actually, which said power bank. Now, I years ago I used to use power banks. We all did, when there was the phone or the laptop, and you'd use it to charge up, but they've become obsolete, and the reason is because you can charge your phone up anywhere. I can even charge my phone up at a bench in our local shopping centre, and I can charge it on a bus or a train. And there's no need to have a battery pack anymore. But I know one does come with it. I weren't too sure if I think it's Iron Man. Did Iron Man come with a battery pack? It's sort of like, who still uses battery packs? That's what I was like, though. Let's hope so, Mark. Yeah, I don't think Fanhome's going anywhere. They're doing really well at the moment, and they've got a lot of stuff planned. So I would watch this space, and that includes this year, by the way. Getting a free Eaglemoss Batmobile with the Hachette tumbler is quite funny. I don't know. It's not the first time that's happened. So what happened? It was the free gifts. Now, if anyone remembers, when we all signed up originally for the Harry Potter Hogwarts Express, when that finished, obviously Hachette, they say thank you very much, and they send you free gifts sometimes. I think with the tumbler, when that was trialed, the free gift was, I think it was a key ring. And I remember the Terminator, when that was out on a test run and we all signed up to it, the free gift was a skull, a T800 skull key ring. But funny enough, with the Hogwarts Express, it was an Eaglemoss Harry Potter figure. I think most people actually got Dumbledore. Some of us got playing cards, but some people actually got we got playing cards, but I know some people got an Eaglemoss Harry Potter character. So, and they all work. This is the thing as well. They all work together. Yeah. So I believe Eaglemoss at one point was distributing their builds through D'Agostini to Japan. So they all sort of work together anyway. But yeah, you're saying that, Mark. I obviously haven't subscribed. I get it from the news agents, but I've got just the tumbler from the Eaglemoss collection. I picked up in a charity shop. I think I paid £3 for it. But there's probably loads of stock like that lying around, and a company like them just pick it up and say, you know, we'll just send it out as a free gift sort of thing. Because I think a lot of people were wondering whether the alien statue that you get in the Alien build is an Eaglemoss one, because obviously they did the Alien range. I don't think it is, but yeah, they all sort of work together anyway. Agree with Hachette, but I get all my builds via the news agents, only missing one issue with the Pismart. But yeah, good thing about Hachette is I loved getting them from the news agents, and I still do. And I kind of feel that it's now sort of that is winding down. I think in the next 2 or 3 years it's going to be gone. We won't collect anything from the news agents, even with Hachette. But I used to love doing that, going off and collecting my issues. That's how I built my Eaglemoss DeLorean originally, and that's how I built the R2D2 from D'Agostini. So yeah, but what I do find is that if I'm missing parts in an issue, or an issue isn't in stock, I find it's quicker. My news agent's normally really good, so he will put in a back order for me straight away. But I find it's a little bit quicker to go on the Hachette website and just buy the issue. And I've done that a few times with the Doll's House, and it arrives a week or two later. But that's what I tend to do. Like I said, Hachette is sort of unique in that there's like a few ways that you can get the subscription from them. So you've got news agent subscription or their web shop. So, and they're sort of hitting all three. And I think the other companies may be missing out on revenue there by not doing that. So I said they are not going to make the same mistake twice. No. I had a backpack with the Iron Man. The kids used it for school. It was decent quality. Yeah, the backpacks do look like they're that proper sturdy. You know, I've had some ropey ones in the past. I got a free power bank with the X-Wing. It was really good gift at the time. Yeah, years ago I used to have a power bank, but my phone here, I mean, I could be on it all day and the battery just lasts all day, and then the laptop, it's so. But like I said, I can charge it anywhere. If I'm out anywhere, there's normally a charge point somewhere that you can charge it. And the power packs and banks and all that, they became sort of obsolete really quickly, didn't they? When the battery sort of caught up. Yep, Iron Man, Fast Furious Charger, and Kit all had power banks. It's like they've got like just a warehouse full of power bank, and they've gone, oh, what do we do with these? Just slap a sticker over the top of it, and we'll give them away for free. It's like they found a warehouse or a container full of them, and they're just trying to get rid of them. I don't even know if you can buy. Can you still buy power banks in shops? Because I've never seen them. Not for B&M. My wife, Kirsty said you can in B&M. B&M, you can buy anything. You can buy anything in B&M. Hi, Peter. How's it going? Lord Peter's in the house. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. That's right. Evening, John. How's it going? I put new unboxing video up and showing my finished Ferrari. Nice. I have to catch up on some of these videos. I've been really busy this weekend, obviously with my birthday and doing videos and everything else. So been quite yeah. I got a decent backpack with the VW Samba build. Peter, not long after watching it, I have a collection of power banks. Yeah, like I was saying, I think the last one I had was well before we moved into this house. So we're looking at what, 8 years since I had the last one, and I remember it and I remember I stopped using it because it swelled, it overheated, and the battery inside expanded and it got all deformed. And I never bought one after that. And that was, but then again, you know, there's been a lot of innovations, I would say, in the use of batteries and stuff for phones. So they sort of like become a little bit obsolete. They're quite, I'll tell you what they could be good for, because I use a ring light. They could be quite good for powering that, couldn't they? Though you say a power bank, actually we've got these portable speakers, really powerful portable speakers, and they double up as a power bank. But I've never used it. I know. Oh, Kirsty's just bringing hers over. So we've got these like pill-shaped things that we attach, and these are really strong, really bassy as well. But this doubles up as a power bank. So if you take the top off like that, you've got all like the bits to so it doubles up as a power bank. But I've never really used it. But we were thinking about this, actually. I was thinking about this now. I don't know if you noticed that. I think it was a month or two ago. D'Agostini in Japan, they've released a Fast and Furious car, which is Brian's Nissan Skyline. It has neon lights around it. It looks really good. But the thing it was missing was a speaker in the back, and I was thinking of getting one of these and cracking it open and somehow put this in the boot of the car. And obviously this is wireless, so Bluetooth enabled. So all you'd have to do is just take the guts out of this and put it in the boot, and then you would have a portable stereo in the car.
Make something with a 3D printer for it?
And yeah, we could make something for the 3D printer for it to be housed in. But it was just an idea. So it was just an idea I had this week. Doing stuff. Belated birthday. Thank you very much, Dee. I've received some nice railway gifts. Oh, nice. I still use power banks when working away. It's a remote area, and the kids use them when camping. Ours are a lot more powerful than the free gift ones. Yeah, I mean that one's probably really powerful, but the free gift ones, like I said, Scott, I still think that they've got a container somewhere just full to the top of power banks, and they're like, what do we do with these? And they're like, I'll just slap a sticker on it and we'll give them away as free gifts. But yeah, it's just a weird thing that like saying the free gifts are quite good, but they're sort of like sort of a bit weird, some of them. And they're nice because they're free. So I'm not bashing it. It's a free gift. I'll take anything that's free. I keep a power bank in my backpack that's connected to an external USB port. Oh, is that the ones with the USB actually in the backpack itself? I've seen them. Kirsty's got one of those bags. But yeah, so I want to discuss the Millennium Falcon is coming back. Now, if you saw my teaser for that it's about 3 weeks ago, I think I'd done that. I done a very, 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 very close photo of it. And I was very surprised that lots of people got it, because I wouldn't have got it, because I zoomed up so much. I think you could see a colour in and then a pipe, and that was about it. And loads of people got it straight away. But yeah, it's gone on from pre-order. You can pre-order it right now. You can get yourself over to Fan Home, pre-order that. It's due to ship on, I think it's the 17th of August. It starts shipping. This is what I mean. So they've had all 4 Eaglemoss builds start, Optimus Prime, and now the Millennium Falcon, and there might be some more before. I know there's lots coming out before the end of the year as well. And we're only at the summer, and I've never known Partworks to bring stuff out like they have done. I understand with the Eaglemoss ones, but the amount of stuff coming out at the moment, it's crazy, absolute crazy. I think I've said to Mark as well, and Scott as well. So I think the market is now flooded. It's completely flooded, which is, I think it's a good thing that we've got lots of choice. But on the other hand, I think it could be damaging. But then that's just me. But yeah, I knew it was the Falcon. The free pipes gave it away. I thought I'd done a pretty good job of like going, oh, what could it be? But I'm glad that it's come out now. You know, I know a lot of people didn't get it when it first came out, and I've had so many questions about it. So I remember when it first came out, I think I built it around the same sort of time as Mark did. There was a lot of us, I think, who started out doing that build. Life of Brian, I think he done that build. He's not on YouTube anymore. Obviously Wayne as well. We all sort of started that build at the same sort of time. And there's a load of stuff I can tell you about it. But yeah, it's definitely coming out. I've already had questions come to me. Do I know if it's going to have the upgraded parts or not? So when it first came out, the turret panels, which were top and bottom, and the cockpit were later given an upgrade because apparently the windows on both parts were wrong. I didn't know this, but the eagle-eyed Star Wars people are sort of, that's wrong, it should be J, and they changed it and they gave us the upgraded pieces towards the end of the build, but I never used them. I used the original ones, but I don't know if it will come with that and they'll be offered later on. I don't know that. There were back in the day, there was so many mods for this. It was like Mod City. So there was a power mod. Is it Shapeway? Is that the place? I can't remember if it was Shapeway. I think it was Shapeway done loads of mods for it. They redone the cockpit. You could get the cockpit completely redone with the ability to use optical fiber for the back panel. I think they done figures for it as well, where they 3D printed the figures and you can have all the figures in there. And then there was the interior section, and some people done lots of mods on that. They even done the smuggler's pit that's in it. I know some people did that when it was done. Some people lit up the turrets as well. But if you're building it, you'll need lots and lots of room, because you sort of build the interior first, which is really fun, actually. I really enjoyed doing that. And then you build the bottom of it, and then you build the top. And so you've got the interior, the whole bottom built, and the whole top. You get these sort of see-through plastic jigs that you have to rest it on. And you're building it on that for ages before you marry the two together. And then once it's sort of screwed in together, you then put the side panels on. It's got landing lights, but the landing lights only work when the legs are on. I remember lots of people having problems with the drawbridge landing exit thing. The little sort of pins on it that hold the legs on for it to drop down, they were an absolute nightmare to do. They were a nightmare. And I remember just gluing it up in the end because it kept dropping. The motor wasn't very good in it, and stuff like that. I don't have my Millennium Falcon anymore. It's at my brother's, but I do know that a lot of the electrics now do not work on it. I know out of the 5, I think it's got 5 landing lights. I think only 2 of them work now, and the engine part of it is lit with 2 LED strips, and I think one of my LED strips on it doesn't work now, so it's just the one. But I don't know if he lights it up and stuff like that. There was a few things with it. I don't think I've ever. I love the fact that it has the panel on the front and you can lift it and you can see the interior. But I never used that ever. Also, as well, the mounting bracket for it is just like the X-Wing. It's just a TV bracket. So at the moment, I think through FanHome, if you order it through FanHome, they do a premium offer on it where you pay £1 extra an issue, and then you get the display base for it, so you can attach it to the wall and stuff. well, that display base is just a normal flat screen TV bracket. I remember there was a big controversy about it, and I think they were charging £40 or £50 for it, and it was cheaper to buy one from the shop. And it is just literally a flat screen TV bracket that has the same screw-in methods that you would screw in a back TV on it. I'll ask Mark. Mark's is on his wall, so he'd be the best person to ask about that. But yeah, I just remember how much the one thing that took me back from it was the amount of space it took up. It takes up a huge amount of space. I remember at one point I had one of the jigs on the floor and I had one of the jigs on the desk, and I just had enough room to continue doing I think it was the Millennium Falcon. No, that's Millennium Falcon. Yeah, I think at the time I was doing the Back to the Future car, and I think I just had enough room just to video that, and I had this huge jig, and it was just everywhere. I immensely enjoyed it because it was really good. I know as well that I know a lot of people have asked that it needs painting. I never painted mine. It looks fine. But DeAgostini did offer a weathering kit for it, and they even done a video tutorial on how to weather it if you're not too good at painting it. There's a load of videos still online, I think, for that as well. So it'd be interesting if they offer those sort of things later on. I'm doing the Senna Lotus F1 car now to go with the Ferrari. Nice. I remember doing 20 issues of just framework. I'm sure it's more than that, Mark. It's only 100 issues, by the way, but I remember it being, I think each issue you got like a panel, didn't you? And it went round like this, and you thought, oh, I've done it. I've done that. And then you thought, when you got the other panels, you thought you just stick them straight on top. Oh no. So you get, like I said, you get these see-through plastic jigsaw pieces that you mount it on for its safety isolate, but you have two of them, and it's like I said, you're a long way from connecting the two of them when it's all done, and then afterwards you're left with these plastic jig things that you just chuck away. It's a bit mad. Oh, the crappy plastic support jig that was connected like a jig. Yeah. It all comes back. I was glad when that went in the bin. It just went like I just remember how much room it took up, and it took up an immense amount of room when you're building it, because like I said, you built the interior, then you built the base of the Falcon, then you built the top section, and you complete all of that, and you put all the pipe in and all that before you even stick it together, and then you have to stick the panels around the outside of it. I really enjoyed the build. I don't want to bash it because I really enjoyed it, but there were some things like that I remember that will live with me forever. But yeah, the little plastic support jigs that you got with it that fit together. It was part of the build as well. It was when you got one. It was when you were starting another section, but like the panel section, there was lots and lots of panel sections, loads of them. But like I said, there's I think the mods would be better than they were before. I remember it's Shapeway. I'm wondering if it is called that. Am I calling it right? Does anyone know about that? I remember Shapeway did a load of 3D prints and stuff that was like revolutionary. It was before like 3D printers became the norm sort of thing. But I remember them doing so many mods for it. There were so many mods for it on there that you could buy. But I just remember the mods afterwards. So many people did. So they did it so the cockpit all lit up properly with fiber optics. They did. There was one where they continued. So you only get the interior section. You get the tunnel from the cockpit going into the bit where they play in the hollow chess, and then you get a tunnel going halfway round to the turret and going down to the landing, and then it stops. But there's actually enough room in there to do the whole interior of the Millennium Falcon, which I do believe some people did. But it's just accessing those bits. But like I said, the amount of mods I think you could do now would be immense. The problem now is the magazines back then will not be as accurate anymore. No. The way you're explaining the fountain sounds like the Enterprise build. Frames, then panels. Yeah. There was you'd get 2 frames you'd sort of attach underneath, and you'd also get loads of little pipes that you would put on and glue into place. Also, as well, you know the recesses that sit in. So there's holes in the hole, and there's little recesses that sit in. So you get the recesses, and you have to put all the little pipes into the recess and stick that on as well. But it's just like you're saying, Dee, it's just like the Enterprise build. It's in sections, loads of sections, top and bottom, and then you've got the recesses that stick in from underneath, and then you've got all the little pipes and all the little details that go in there as well. You've got to stick and glue in. But yeah, I did that, I think, just before I started doing my YouTube channel. That's how long ago it was. It was a fair youth. I would say it was before we moved in here. So 9 years, really? Was it that long ago when it was out? Oh, we've lived in this house 8 years, and I built it fully built before we moved here. So it's nearly 7 or 8 years since it came out originally. Man, it doesn't feel like that. Now I'm old. Yeah, I had I had colour in my hair by then. It wasn't Millennium Falcon that turned it grey, that's for sure. The stand for the Falcon is now 150 extra initial, 140 quid in total. Bez, pick up a TV bracket from. I remember when they first done it, and some people paid it. It was never a premium gift. It was one that you could buy after it had finished. And lots of people were complaining about it. And I remember some people went down and bought a cheap, bought it and then said, actually, it's just a TV stand. It would cost less to go and buy yourself a flat screen TV stand, and it will work exactly the same. Exactly the same. It's got that's all it is. That's literally all it is. It's a TV, an LD screen, flat screen thing, 32 inch if I remember right. It was a 32 inch panel that you could stick to the wall, and then the Falcon sticks to it, and then obviously you could move it up and down only slightly. But I believe now what they've done, they've stuck a little Build the Millennium Falcon sticker bit on it, I believe. But it is just the TV bracket. If you think Spurs on the Bismarck are bad, welcome to the Falcon. Yep. I loved it. I loved the build though. It was really good. And, you know, maybe sort of a bit bright-eyed back then as well. It was all new and sort of exciting. Now we've sort of got on to much more better stuff, really. But, you know, I wouldn't say no to building it again, that's for sure. But I had great fun building it. It was just, if I built it now, if Fanhome approached me and said build it, I would. I enjoyed it. But it's where it would go. Not when it's complete. It's why it's been being built, because it takes up a huge amount of room. Huge. I think I would quickly lose interest in those type of builds, to be honest. You get loads of little... To be fair, it's only 100 issues. I mean, now we're more used to builds being 120 or 150 issues. But this is old school, so this is 100 issues. And not many builds are like that anymore. And I was always excited. One, because I think I was going to the newsagents to pick it. No, I didn't pick it up at the newsagents. I got it as a subscription. So when the box came, I was quite excited. It was new. And there seemed to be enough to do, really. And I wasn't never down... Yeah, I was young, dumb and naive. Kirsty just said that. That's it. Falcon Foot is still my favourite Parkwork model. It came out in 2015. So 2015 that came out. Now I feel old because since then I have oh sorry, hang on. Sorry, 2013. Now I feel even older. To put that in perspective, my youngest, Sophie, she is 12 this year, and she was only 2 when I built that. So do you know what? It doesn't feel that long ago. It doesn't feel that long ago at all because I remember it like it was yesterday building that thing. But like I said, if Fanhome approached me, I would do it. But like I said, I don't know where it would go. I would have to try and start it after the kitchen has been done, which is in September. Otherwise, I'm going to have to jig it somewhere. If they approach me to build it, I'll definitely do it. But that's a long time, isn't it? Yeah. The Falcon was the first build I watched on YouTube with John Builds iconic military models, but I think he was a part way into it when I met young Mark. Yeah, I remember, like I said, it was back in the day. It was before I started YouTubing. That was way before then. And it was, I remember watching people like Mark and Wayne, and I was thinking, do you know what, I could do this. But going on YouTube and that, my very first YouTube videos, I was reviewing the Star Trek ships because I was getting them, and then I was watching a guy that's not on YouTube anymore called Irish Trekkie, and he was the guy reviewing them. And once again, I was like, I could do that, and so that's how I started. But yeah, long time ago. Hi, Mr. Fusion, how's it going? With another 100 build. Yeah, you know, all these. I think I'm surprised actually they kept that build 100 issues, the Millennium Falcon, but it's tried and tested. So yeah, I think they were more expensive now. I think when the Millennium Falcon originally came out, I think the issues were something like £7.99 or something. Someone must have an old magazine lying around because I'm sure it was only £6 or £7 an issue. Yeah, it sort of takes you back. My youngest daughter's name is Sophie. She's 19. Eldest daughter is Kirsty, 25. Yeah, well, scarily enough, our oldest is going to be 17 this year. So, yeah, it's creeping up quick, I tell you. I would do it again if Fanhome offered him here. Yeah, I would, definitely. I enjoyed the Millennium Falcon. And I would do things differently, but I would still keep it basic because I think it was really good. I think the standard build is really good, but some of the mods that I remember seeing back then were like on another level. My eldest son is 35. No, I'm a youngster. I'm very young. Yeah, so we're just getting on to the Millennium Falcon. We've been on that for a while, but we've missed a sort of elephant in the room, which is the Agora DB5 that's being released this week. Is it Wednesday? The information comes out about it. Now I don't know if it's going to be released. I think I've got a certain thing that's going to be put on a pre-order before they sort of release it. But I believe that is. I believe that is Wednesday. I think that comes out. But I've set up a group for it already. But I already got a lot of stick for it, so I put in DB5 part work to get some pictures, and obviously the only pictures it gives you are the ones from Eaglemoss. So I thought I'd make a cover photo template, and I use the Eaglemoss version. I shouldn't have done that because lots of people have messaged me saying it's wrong. The picture you're using is wrong. I knew it was wrong, so I changed it. So now it says No Time to Die. But I think they're bringing out 2 versions. So I believe that they're bringing out the clean version, and they're also bringing out the sort of bashed up gunshot version as well. But I believe that's going to be on a shorter run. So, you know, when they bring out these part works, they normally do the standard part work, and then they do one that's like limited to 200 or something like that. I believe the beat up version is going to be that. It's going to be limited. It's going to cost you more money probably as well. Probably, I don't want to say double, but a lot more money, because they've done that with some of their other builds as well, haven't they? Where they've brought it out and then they've done a different color, or they've done something different to it, and they've limited it, but they've charged you an X amount for it. And I think that's what's going to happen with this DB5. I think we're going to get a decent DB5, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get the beat up gun one, which will then be limited, but you're going to be paying for that. You're going to pay extra for that. I'm not a massive James Bond fan, I have to admit. I've seen Skyfall and Spectre and things like that, but it's not a film that it's not a go-to film for me. Maybe if there was completely nothing on, I would watch one. I remember going to see GoldenEye at the cinema and things like that. That's sort of where my Bond sort of journey started. What was it? They did another one, No Die Tomorrow or something like that. I can't remember now. But like I said, I'm not a massive Bond fan. But I have made a group. There is a group up on Facebook if you want to join and see the journey. I've got Mark and Scott on board as well, and they've also come on board for the Millennium Falcon as well. So thank you guys for that. That will take a little bit of pressure off me, and we can help the group grow and get through it. But I'm hoping those two, one because Mark's very good at the Millennium Falcon, so I know he's built it before. We've seen it all in his videos, and one for Scott was really the James Bond, and I know he's a massive fan, so he's perfect to come on board in the group for that. But like I said, I'm not a huge Bond fan. I've watched a few, but like I said, I wouldn't necessarily. It's not like I said, it's not a go-to film for me. Sort of film series are, but that was never one I really got into. I don't really know why. I think it was because since then they've done other films like it. So, you know, you've had The Bourne Identity, obviously Mission Impossible has gone down that sort of route as well now. So yeah, but like I said, I'm not a massive Bond fan, but we'll keep it on there. We'll keep it on there. I know there's that one coming out, and I think there's going to be another one before the end of the year. So we're going to have 2 Bond cars this year. I like the Agora builds due to the option of 12 months or 24 months. Yeah, it's good to have options. I'm a huge Bond fan, but I'm holding out for the Lotus. I think I don't know what they're going to do with that one, Scott. I mean, are they going to do the Lotus as a normal car, or are they going to do the sub version, or are they going to do the same what they're going to do with this one? Are they going to offer both versions and the sub one be more money, or there's the third option of could they give you the parts to convert it like they did with the Back to the Future car, where you could change it between Back to the Future 3 or 2 or 1 even. That's going to be an interesting one, but I believe that is also due out soon as well, probably before the end of the year. And I mean, we're only sort of just coming into the middle of summer. I mean, if you looked outside, you wouldn't think it was summer, and we're not even through with the builds this year coming out. You know, it's mad. I'm building the Airfix Bond Bug soon. Cool, nice. I do like some of the Airfix models. They do some really good ones. They've just come out with a Seeking range, haven't they? They've just released. So yeah, It's going to be interesting. I know the renders that they've shown people is in the sub mode, so I'm wondering whether they're just going to give you the submarine version. And if that's the case, I mean, I'm just speculating here, but I know it has little fins on the wheels and a motor underneath, but isn't there like a blast shields that come down around it? Like I said, I'm not a big Bond fan, but I sort of remember, did it have shields on it or something? And if that's the case, what would you need an interior with that on? It's going to be a very interesting one. But like I said, the renders that they showed us were in its sub mode. So maybe that's the only way they're going to offer it. I don't know. It's interesting, but like I said, we're not even at the end of the year yet, and we've got so many more builds coming out. I know of at least 3 builds this year still to come out. So, and that's not including any more from Agora. So obviously, I know that there's one. The Lancaster's definitely coming out, but that's probably at the end of the year. But don't hold my breath. That's it's a sort of a place thing. So it might do. I don't know. But the information that I've got is that it's going to be the December build, that one, and then you've also got, there's a few coming out from Fanhome still, and you've also got some, and you've also got I think the Batman figurine is also going to be released this year through Hachette, but that's the ones that we know of. They could throw in some curveballs and give us ones we've not even thought of yet. So there's a lot coming up. Shield comes up from the bonnet and boot. Oh, right. Okay. I just remember going into the water, and vaguely, I just remember like a shield coming up over the bonnet or over the windscreen. So yeah, I do remember that. I'm holding out for the Lancaster release. Yeah, it is coming out. The page went up, didn't it, to register your interest, because it's coming out later this year. The information that I got from my contact was it's going to be at the end of this year. It's going to be the after Christmas release. But they also said that they're due to release the Batman as well, the Batman figure this year. But I don't know when that would come out. And then, we still don't know if they might bring out more builds. We just don't know yet. It's going to be interesting. And we're not even at the end of the year yet. The wheels folding and the fin is what people would appreciate with the car, I think. Yeah, I think that's the renders that they showed on their website. That was the version that I think they're going with. But there's a play about with that, isn't there? I don't know, but I think that's the iconic image, and I think that's what people would like. But that, like I said, they've got the Bond sort of car collection, so I know they've got loads, and like this is going to go on for years. They're going to keep bringing out James Bond cars. I think they're just going to keep bringing them out. So we're going to have, you could have a whole car museum miniaturized in 1/8 scale of just Bond cars. And they could sustain you for the next 10 years, I reckon, coming out through them. Hi, Ian. How's it going? Nice to have you here. How's it going? Lancaster is definitely one I want. Lancaster is one that I don't personally am interested in, but it's one that everyone's gone mad for. I just hope that they've worked out a lot of the bugs from the Spitfire build with it, because I could see one of the things I think that could muck up. Now, they had the problem with the Spitfire with the engine. The only downside I could see with the Lancaster is the startup. So obviously when it starts up, you get propeller 1 starting, propeller 2, 3, 4. It goes in sequence. It'd be interesting to see when it's all built how that works out, because of the problems we had with the Spitfire. Hopefully they've worked all that out, but they said that it worked all out with the Spitfire, and then when people tried the advised the revised instructions, it still didn't work. So yeah, I'm all over the Lancaster when it's out. Dream build for me. I just hope it doesn't go the way of the Spitfires. Yeah, I was just mentioning there, Scott. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't. And hopefully they've learned from their mistakes. But a lot of these builds use the same electric boards and the same motors in a lot of their builds. And I remember when Eaglemoss was about, and Ben Robinson was talking about the DeLorean. You know, one of the things that came up was the Christmas tree and the flux capacitor. And he said, I know, he goes, look, that was not the final design that we agreed on, but it was done that way because of budget. And he said, if there was an unlimited budget, it would have been 1,000 times better. He wanted it to be better, but because of budget restraints, the ones that we got were the ones that they could afford, which sort of tells you a lot about these builds, is that they're cost-effective stuff. It's probably why the electrics aren't very good in them, and they tend to be, you know, you could probably go online and buy a lot better motors and circuit boards and Arduinos and all that sort of stuff. You could probably do it better yourself. But it's all done on cost, so they try and keep costs down quite a lot on these builds. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't go the same way as a Spitfire. So as good as it can be, Ian. Thanks, you mate. Oh, Ian, do you talking there? Let's go. People saying hi, Scott. Cheers, Scott. Has Fan Home started to ship out Ecto 1 yet? Yes. Unless you are part of the delay. So they had to. So some people. Well, I need to get this out. So some people, when they receive their orders, this happened with the Enterprise build, is that you'll receive it with the Eaglemoss logo on. So they're the ones from the old stock. So the new stock will obviously say Fan Home on it. What's happened is they've got the parts for Ecto 1 and the Enterprise for some issues, but they haven't got the magazine, so they've had to reprint them. So there is a delay for only a small amount of people, and they will start shipping. I think it's the 7th of August. I'm in that group for the Enterprise build. I'm in that small group, and it is what it is. But I know that people have started to receive their orders now, Ian, and it all seems to be going smoothly. I know a lot of people have started receiving the Enterprise build already. Loads of people have, so they've sort of got a rocket up their bum and sort of jetting it out. I think they're trying to just, once everyone starts back up and, you know, the wheels start churning properly and everything runs smoothly, I think we'll all be fine. It's just the teething problems and getting there in the end. Hi, Steve. How's it going? I have Ian. Yeah. Thanks, Kevin Scott. Stage 36 of Ecto is on its way for me, even though I have completed the build with his upgrades. You can compare them now, John, and sort of go, oh, actually, those ones are better. Partwork upgrades ones are a lot better. And I know they did, Partwork upgrades, they did, Ian, I should say, did some better lights for it. So you might have some options there, John. So yeah. With the DeLorean, I have Eaglemoss magazines and Fan Home magazines. Yep. So you've got some of the old stock. So obviously, when they bought the Eaglemoss old stock, like my contact said, you know, there's no point in throwing the old stock away. We might as well use it. I thought there might have been a bit of a legal issue with that, but obviously not. So non-noise making lights, yes, because yeah. I remember they were that was one of the pet peeves, weren't it? The siren, which was on a weird loop, and the noise of the rotation of the lights. So, you know, get yourself a better pair of Partwork upgrades, peeps. But yeah, I mean, we've got this coming out this week. We've had the Millennium Falcon be released. We've got more builds coming out before the end of the year. It's going to be mad. Absolutely mad stuff coming out is going to be really good, and we ain't seen nothing yet. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I stopped the grinding gears. Loads of people had sort of ideas, wasn't it? Washers. Some people were applying washers, thin washers to the gearing because it never had any washers, and that dampened the noise slightly, but it was incredibly loud. I do remember that. And lots of people, you know, you got to think it was over a year ago when people were building this, so it was probably longer than that when they started receiving the stuff. Black Country icon, yeah. But yeah, I've been here an hour already. It's been a good evening. So what have I got this week? I've got loads of videos this week. So I've got the Transformers. If that Optimus Prime fact turns up, I've recorded all of pack 6 of the Knight Rider, so they should be on there by Tuesday. I've also got 2 Transformer model kits that I've done and recorded. I've also got the video coming out on what we've 3D printed. So I'm doing a video every week on what I 3D printed in the week, and I'm going to show you the failures as well, because I've had some failures, and it's been a real good learning curve, and I've sort of got the machine working perfectly now, but we're still having some teething problems when it comes to doing some of the builds, especially with like supports and stuff like that. But I'm going to do a video on that this week. That should be out before the end of the week on what I've built so far with the 3D printer, and then I'm going to do one every week to show you what I've been building, what's been going on. I've also got this as well to review. So I got a new title, North American title. So I'm going to be reviewing that. And then that should, I think I might put that on the wall here for now. But glad you're getting the hang of it. Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. You have to adjust the bed properly. And I found some of the prints that I've got, they come out really good. Some of them don't. We've had problems as well with supports where, because the program that I use automatically puts the supports in, but sometimes I feel that it may be overdoing it slightly on the supports, and it's a bit of a nightmare cutting them all off. But it's all fun and games, and I'm loving it. So thank you for that, Peter. But look, I'm going to go now. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, there's loads of videos. You're probably going to get 2 videos every day this week, because I've got so much coming in and so much building, and then normal, I should say normal service will resume next week. But yeah, there's loads of videos this week. But like, thanks guys for coming along. It's been great fun as always. I'm going to be back in 2 weeks' time for another chat. You never know, we might have even more part works being announced by then as well. I can't keep up with this. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, we will see you at the next video. Take it easy.